Hey everybody, and thanks so much for taking the time to look at the short video we're about to present to you from live from the back porch of Club Persesepi. Um, I get this question like almost every single day, and sometimes I don't know how to respond, sometimes I do, but the big question we're hearing right now um, in real estate in general, not just specific to Brunswick County and New Hanover County, but pretty much across the country, is now the right time to sell? Well, the short answer, I guess, would have to be I'm not really sure. There's a couple of factors, there's a couple of things that are going on in the country and in the world right now that would kind of be an indicator that the market has peaked in terms of housing. Certainly, there's strong evidence now that prices are starting to kind of peak and maybe even go down a little bit. We're starting to see price reductions on homes. So that's something that we've got to consider. The other very, very important component is that buyers are kind of coming out of the market a little bit, meaning that they're not very wild about this hyperinflated market that's been going on for the last 2 years, and they're a little cranky about the possibility of overpaying for houses and putting off the delay of and delaying the purchase of a home, specifically the first-time home buyers. There's some impact that we're experiencing from rising interest rates. I mean, I call it any way you want it, but the buyer that was maybe qualified for $350,000 last week, he's only qualified for $325,000 as a result of a tick in the interest rates going up. So, that's something that's impacting the market a little bit. And one thing that is absolutely certain is that the demand for starter housing and the demand for millennial aged buyers has never been stronger, and that will continue. But the question is always going to be, is it a good time to sell? Well, I mean, if there's one way I can answer it is, I don't think there's ever a really horrible time to sell when you're dealing with a market that has a supply shortage. Okay, we have a low inventory. That means that the demand for housing is strong. That would pretty much just say to us, well, yeah, you're probably going to maximize on the purchase of your home. But here's the bottom line, the two things that concern me the most. Number one, biggest complaint we hear from sellers: I'm anxious about putting my home on the market, Bob, because I'm not going to be able to find the house that I'm looking for, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Well, let me make you this promise. If you're working with a blue chip real estate agent, I can guarantee you that no seller of ours is ever going to be left homeless. We will figure out a way to time the transaction so that you are not left in a position where you can't find your home. We're always going to make sure that you have contract language that makes sure that you have the opportunity to search for the house that you want. And if we've got to get you into a rent back or a lease back, we're absolutely going to do that. No client is ever going to be left without housing. The second thing is capitalizing on the value of your house. I mean, it's not what you make on the sale of your house, it's what you're going to realize when it's all finished, when everything's done, when you're paying your fees, your brokerage fees, your taxes, when you're paying all of this stuff. What's the net equity that comes out of our home when we sell it? So here's my offer to you. I want to make sure that everybody's really clear on this. We're focusing at Blue Chip Real Estate on what you make on your home after you get done with your closing. What's the equity that you've got in your house? How much did you pay for it? How much did you sell it for? How much do you have to settle on your mortgage? Unlike the crash of 2007 and 2008, homeowners did not have equity in their homes, and they were forced to sell and possibly write out checks for their houses, at their closing for the loss. We're not going to let anybody experience anything like that. We want to make sure that before you go into the market as a seller, that you make sure without a doubt that there's some equity in your house, and we really want to pinpoint that number for you. We want to have it in detail for you. So we're offering a free home equity check. All you got to do is call us, inbox me, call me, email me, Bob, I'd like a complimentary equity check on my house. We're going to determine the highest price of your property. We're going to narrow down that figure right down to a laser focused price opinion on the home, and then we're going to talk about the expenses that are connected with the sale of the home. you're going to know exactly what you're going to net when you walk away from the property. It's the most important thing. We're glad to do that for you. Totally complimentary. Call me at 910-854-0800. If you're outside of our market, I'll arrange an agent outside of our market to do the same thing for you. Totally complimentary, anywhere in the country. Love to help you out. Inbox me, email me, call me. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much.